Michael McDonald's voice was velvet and soul, the kind that could transform a song from ordinary to unforgettable. When he joined the Doobie Brothers in the mid-1970s, he wasn't just adding another singer to a roster. He was changing the sound of the band, the way audiences heard it, and the way the group itself understood who they were. His arrival brought both brilliance and quiet tension, though not in the way tabloids often suggest. It was less drama than delicate recalibration, a subtle reshaping that rippled through every note. Now, at 72, McDonald is reflecting openly on what it meant to step into that world and how his presence both elevated the Doobie Brothers and nudged them toward a new identity. Early days in music. Before the stadium tours and Grammy wins, Michael McDonald was a musician in the shadows, learning his craft one session at a time. Born in St. Louis, he grew up playing local gigs, gradually honing a voice that combined gospel warmth with precise control. Moving to Los Angeles in the early 1970s, he became a sought-after background singer and keyboardist, working with artists who needed finesse and reliability. Touring with Steely Dan taught him discipline and subtlety, but it did not yet grant him the stardom that awaited. He was quietly building the foundation of something larger, even if he didn't yet realize it. The Doobie Brothers' turning point. In 1975, fate intervened. Tom Johnston, the Doobie Brothers' original frontman, was sidelined by a medical emergency, leaving the band in urgent need of support. McDonald stepped in as a temporary replacement, a role he approached with professionalism and care. But his voice, full of soul and unexpected warmth, quickly resonated with audiences in ways the band had not anticipated. Songs like "Taking It to the Streets" and "Minute by Minute" began to shift the band's sound, bringing them a new kind of recognition. McDonald didn't seek to dominate, he simply sang from the heart, and the rest followed. Evolution of sound. The Doobie Brothers had been known for a rock-driven, harmonically rich sound, with Johnston's bluesy energy leading the charge. With McDonald, the band began to embrace a smoother, more soulful style. Synthesizers and pianos layered with complex harmonies became central to their music. The transformation was organic and sometimes confusing for longtime members who had built their identity around a different sound. McDonald's voice became a guiding presence, not because he wanted to overshadow anyone, but because his talent naturally carried the new direction forward. Balancing success and change. Success came quickly. Minute by Minute went multi-platinum, and What a Fool Believes won Song of the Year at the Grammys. Radio loved the refined, polished sound. Fans were divided. Some embraced the evolution, while others longed for the earlier, raw energy. Internally, the band had to navigate a subtle shift in roles. McDonald was contributing more songs, shaping arrangements, and guiding studio sessions, which inevitably changed the dynamics of collaboration. It wasn't about conflict. It was about adaptation and the natural tension that occurs when creative voices converge. The subtle strain. Even as the Doobie Brothers soared commercially, McDonald and the original members experienced quiet adjustments. The shift in songwriting and arrangement meant that older members sometimes played more supportive roles, waiting for their contributions to be integrated into McDonald's layered vision. Studio sessions became meticulous exercises in precision, requiring patience and focus. For musicians accustomed to live energy and improvisation, this was a new rhythm. It wasn't about ego, it was about learning to move together in a style that was evolving faster than anyone had expected. Finding his place. McDonald's presence in the band grew naturally, not by force. By the late 1970s, he was contributing as a songwriter and lead vocalist on tracks that would define the Doobie Brothers for decades. Yet with this prominence came responsibility, and eventually, exhaustion. The very role that elevated him also carried the weight of guiding a band through a transformation it hadn't planned for. McDonald found himself balancing loyalty to his colleagues with the demands of a music industry that had already begun to identify the band with his voice. Quiet departures. By the early 1980s, McDonald began exploring solo work while still honoring his commitments with the Doobie Brothers. The pressures of touring, recording, and creative leadership were significant, and he quietly suggested pauses that might allow everyone to breathe. The industry, however, had expectations. Audiences wanted more of the smooth, soulful style that McDonald had introduced. He respected the band's legacy and knew the timing had to be right. Leaving with discretion rather than fanfare, the separation was measured, thoughtful, and aimed at preserving both relationships and musical integrity. Legacy of transformation. McDonald's era left an indelible mark. The Doobie Brothers' sound evolved in a way that would influence not only their career trajectory, but also the wider landscape of American soft rock and soul-infused pop. His contribution was not about taking over. It was about bringing a new layer of artistry to a band ready for transformation. Behind the polished production and Grammy recognition was a story of careful adaptation, subtle negotiation, and respect for the past. Reflections and reconciliation. Decades later, McDonald speaks openly about his time with the band, acknowledging the complexity of his role without casting blame. He reflects on how his presence altered dynamics, how he sometimes felt caught between opportunity and loyalty, and how he quietly learned the balance between personal expression and collective vision. His honesty does not diminish the band's achievements. It enriches them, revealing the human side of collaboration, growth, and transformation. The human side of change. What McDonald's story illustrates is that evolution in art is rarely smooth. Bands, like any group of people, navigate shifting roles, emerging talents, and new directions. Sometimes those shifts are celebrated. Sometimes they require quiet negotiations. McDonald's contribution was both a gift and a challenge, elevating the Doobie Brothers to new heights, while subtly reshaping what it meant to be part of that group. The truth is nuanced, human, and reflective, much like the music he created. Looking back, Michael McDonald did not take over the Doobie Brothers. He joined them at a critical moment and brought his voice, talent, and heart. He reshaped their sound and expanded their reach, all while maintaining respect for the band's history and its original members. Time has allowed for reflection, gratitude, and recognition of the delicate balance between individual artistry and collective legacy. McDonald's story reminds us that sometimes the most powerful transformations are quiet, unspoken, and deeply human. Enduring legacy. Today, McDonald's era with the Doobie Brothers is celebrated as a period of creative brilliance. His voice remains instantly recognizable, a hallmark of the band's catalog and a reminder of the power of collaboration and adaptation. Fans continue to admire the music, and the band's story serves as a testament to the complexity of artistic growth, the nuances of partnership, and the enduring impact of a voice that arrived at just the right moment. Michael McDonald didn't just sing with the Doobie Brothers, he became part of their evolving story, leaving a legacy that is both unforgettable and deeply human. Conclusion. In the end, Michael McDonald's journey with the Doobie Brothers is not about conflict, domination, or drama. It is about talent meeting opportunity, the gentle reshaping of a group's identity, and the way one voice can redefine a band's sound without erasing its past. It's a story of quiet courage, creative integrity, and the subtle power of transformation. His voice brought success, clarity, and evolution, and it remains a reminder that music, like life, is never static, always moving, and always layered with human truth.